the presentation here in Storyline. Now it has figured out the slides. There's only 2 of them, and it's creating a scene. Now you can import that into other scenes, but let's worry about that later. Okay, when I hit the import button, sometimes it takes a second or two, and it'll run across here. Okay, it just imported all those slides. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking, well, this is not quite PowerPoint as I remember. But if I click here, double click that one slide, this then looks very familiar to PowerPoint users. It's tab-based interface here at the top. Notice here I can go over to this slide. I can edit this just like a PowerPoint slide. Let's say, for instance, I want to make this particular box here a color just like I can in PowerPoint. Well, I pick my color and choose. I can make I can insert text boxes, for instance. The way you go over there to this insert here. But notice all the things you can insert. This has its own set of little characters you can insert. You can insert video, you can insert flash, sound, lots of different things. What it does is it's a screen-based presentation, but with a little more interactivity. And hopefully educators can use this to do a little more than just a straight-up PowerPoint. Down here at the bottom, you may notice that this is a little different. If you click that, the Notes tab there, you'll notice, well, this looks just like what I have in PowerPoint, and it's actually imported the slides from the PowerPoint presentation and put that in. But here, for instance, if I click this first one, well, these are the individual items on the slide. This allows you a timeline sort of animation interface if you want to do that. It's not necessary, but if you want to, you can. And states is a part of this also, and we'll talk about that in other discussions. But here, if I were to record this presentation in PowerPoint, I could use this headset microphone. And here, I'm just going to put it on this. You probably have one of these around the office somewhere. Just put this on, and you'll be ready to go and record per slide. Now, this button might distract you a little bit. This is for something else. This is if you wanted to record you doing something with, say, Excel, and you wanted to show the Excel presentation. That's what that's for. But what we're after is just adding sound to the slide. So if I click here and go to record microphone, I can do so. And I get a little button interface here. And I'm going to use my notes here. I've sort of prepared myself, and I know what goes on each of these slides. So I'm going to read that off. And if I click record here, it'll give me a countdown so I know when to start talking. But I'll go ahead and do that and show you how that works. This presentation discusses cognitive load theory. This is a theory that considers learning and the design of instructional materials from a cognitive perspective. Okay, so you can hit stop. And the beauty of this is you can do do-overs, what I could say call do-overs. You can do this again if you want. If you didn't like what you said, if you stumbled or bumbled, that's fine. It'll allow you to do a do-over. But I'm going to take that one and just hit save. And when I do so, it adds this little icon down here so you know you have a sound file to go with that slide. Let's do one more of these, and then we'll end this. But here, let me show you again, just to show you. That was up under sound and record mic. And here, I'm going to do the same thing. Oops, excuse me, I went down. What I did, let me show you what I did there. I said sound from a file. You could import a sound file if you'd done it in some other application. What I really wanted to do was record from microphone. So I'm going to use the mic here and do what I did just a second ago. This is a simplified version of the Atkinson and Shiffrin model of memory. Many cognitivists have considered this dual store memory model. According to this model, particular to working memory is how and where we process information. we take in information from the environment and then either store it for later retrieval or forget it. So from a cognitive perspective, if our working memory is limited, then that has important implications for learning. Okay, you may have noticed that I didn't read it exactly as it was here, but if you're making sense and it's close, it's good enough. So I'm going to take that and say save. Okay, there we go. We got our little sound file. So you're probably ready now to see how it looks out there on the internet. If you want to, let's say you had 50 slides and you just wanted to see how this one slide looked, you could hit the preview here, this slide, and it'll give you a quick preview of what it is that you just produced. Takes a second to prepare, but there you go. This is a simplified version of the Atkinson and Shiffrin model of memory. Okay, and you can actually hear the recording as well to see, well, did I really mess it up? Oh my goodness, that sounds horrible. Or maybe it sounds great and you want to keep it. In this case, everything's good and I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to do the next and final step here in the Home tab, which is to publish. There's a button here that allows you to take this and turn this presentation into that narrated presentation format I showed you a moment ago. If I hit that, then it's going to ask me a couple of questions here. It asks, well, what about this part here? What do you want to title this presentation? Well, I'll make it something quick and easy to understand. And then I'm going to put it on the desktop too. If I click desktop there, I can have that. These are just buttons here to allow you to find that. This right here is how I browse to the desktop. It's also a good idea here to check these boxes. It may not be checked when you have it, but go ahead and check it. HTML5 output is kind of important in that it allows for most modern browsers to view it without any Flash plugin or anything. So it's straight up here and allows you even to play on an iPad, for instance, and other things. So check those. That'll help you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and publish this presentation. It's going to put it on the desktop in a folder, and we will be set and ready to go. Goes pretty quickly. It's generating our slides, and out comes your presentation. Okay, and this is it. Basically, I'm done. I can view that presentation. This presentation discusses cognitive load. So there we are. You may want to look at all your slides. Yeah, it looks good. All right. So that's our presentation, and that is what I wanted to show you today, is how to produce these more interactive, narrated, web-based presentations. So rather than posting a PowerPoint slide in your course or posting it online, you can now post this narrated presentation and allow your students to view these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close here, and that's it for today. I thank you for your time. In other presentations, I'll show you how to put other types of media and quizzes in there. But that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye now.